Hello, welcome back. This is Studmuffin 1986, and today I'm going to be doing a review and guide on the brand new Tier 6 British Cromwell Berlin. Great tank. A lot of people might be asking, is this tank worth it? Is it really that much different than the other Cromwell? Well, I'm going to go over my reasons on why I purchased it, and also a little bit of tips and tricks here and there to hopefully help some players on just how to play with this tank, as it can be a little difficult, but in my personal opinion, a little bit better than the original Cromwell. So compared to the original Cromwell, this thing has a -13 in gun depression, which is just amazing compared to the original Cromwell, which only has -8. So big gap in difference in terms of gun depression, which will really help you getting those downward shots. And then also this tank has 10 more millimeters of side armor, which I also really liked for trying to block shells when speeding toward enemies, an angle. So when going in and looking at the Cromwell B, we see that this is a medium tank, so its whole purpose is going to be to spot and flank. You're going to want to get to effective spotting zones as fast as possible, and then report those enemy positions to your team so they know where to close in around the enemy. So now going in and looking at the consumables, even though you might be more credit conservative, I still highly recommend getting the multi-purpose restoration pack along with the speed boost to help you get to those effective spotting zones very quickly. And then also the gears, just in case you get your track shot out and you're immovable for that period of time. And then provisions I don't use because they're just so expensive. I do highly recommend at least carrying 10 APCR for those tough rounds when you come across heavies. And then the gun rammer, coated optics, and binoculars to really help improve view range to help you fulfill your role a little bit more. Now going into the stats of the tank, we can see that it does have 10 millimeters more of side armor as mentioned. The engine power to weight ratio is actually really good, so this thing has very good acceleration. I believe it's a 22 plus. The cannon is very similar to the original Cromwell. Alright, so let's go into some gameplay. Just try this thing out. So it looks like we're on dead rail. I'm gonna go ahead and try to spot for my team as fast and effectively as possible. So just going to cut straight through the center of the map here, looking for, okay, looks like that leopard with me was able to detect him just before I was. Definitely doing his job, no problem with that. I definitely like playing with teammates that know what they're doing. And so we're just utilizing the landscape, the buildings here. He's got the right coverage, so I'm really not that worried about poking myself out, just coming down in the valley. Would have been just a little bit of a death trap if they would have had tank destroyers and things like that around the surrounding area. But I'm going to go ahead and move up here. Just shoot a standard shell just to test the penetration. Was able to go right through the side of a KV2. KV1. Didn't seem like there was much of a problem there. Just barely poking up. Anytime that I get detected or anyone that might have their cannon on me, I try to just roll back and be just a little bit more cautious, being that this is more of a paper tank. So just kind of weaving in through here, trying to see if I can get some shots, trying to just stay out of the town region. Going around just more so a flank to try to get any shots to keep myself in a very safe region. Got detected, so I'm going to go ahead and just move back, try to keep myself protected. Being very situationally aware, I did see that there was another Cromwell B. Oh, no, that's not him. I thought that was him. Okay, so over there, didn't want to let myself be too exposed. Using that extra 10 millimeters of side armor, hoping that he will shoot me more on that angle to try to help protect myself. You can see I was able to bounce a decent amount of his rounds, which was really good. and just keep myself moving. I'm not just completely stopping and just letting these guys just shoot me up. No, I mean, with this tank, you really have to use your maneuverability. So I know with this T-49, it does have a little bit of a slow turret, so I was trying to mess with it a little bit there. But with this tank, even if you get yourself in brawl situations like that, you never want to just stand still. You always have to keep moving. Try to run around them. Use your speed to outrun their turret traverse speed. Just anything you can. Just do not stay still. So, just finishing up the last guy here. Nice kill by my teammate there. That was pretty awesome. Good ram kill by our leopard there. But yeah, you can see just a little bit more of just how to use this thing. I did not struggle with gun depression at all with this thing, which is what I was expecting. Have an amazing negative 13 degrees. So I was really able to use that to my advantage. So once again here, I'm going to go ahead and try to spot as fast as I can for my team so they know just where to close in at. I'm going to stop, use my binoculars to give me that extra 25% of view range. I'm noticing that they haven't detected me yet, so I'm just trying to be very cautious, reporting all the positions. I don't know what happened there, but that looked like a huge glitch. I'm very surprised that I didn't even get a hit off that guy. But they were able to detect me, so I immediately put myself in a position where I'm using the landscape again, trying to use the rocks. I know I don't have a ton of armor, and so you can see, you know, you will take a little bit of a beating if you are too exposed. But yeah, I mean, I was actually a little surprised I was able to bounce around there, being you don't have a ton of turret armor, but just I can't really do a whole lot here, poke myself out, so I'm just trying to keep the enemy's positions reported. Let's see if maybe I can get another angle on them. Okay, it doesn't look like that was able to work at all. I'm just too low in the valley. So I'm gonna go back over here to this one side, just trying to switch it up. So the enemies aren't always expecting me to come out of just one area, because sometimes enemies will just sit there and they'll just waste time just focusing their cannon right on that one area, just waiting for you to pop back up. But if you're moving around and popping around different angles, it'll really help. So getting slammed a little bit here, unfortunately, but I am trying to pay attention as much as, wow, I was actually really glad I was able to bounce that. Okay, I'm getting hit. I saw that came from the town. I've got to get out of this position. This position is completely burned. It's not going to be any good if I would have just stayed there. Who's ever in the town, I don't know what it was, would have just had the advantage of just wasting me. So I know that spot's burned. Okay, I don't know why. I hate those shots, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate that when you shoot a tank and then your commander ends up saying critical hit or whatever and it doesn't do any damage, it is so annoying. It is for me anyway. So just trying to poke myself up over hills, trying to keep myself protected, still trying to just pay attention to those two tanks up on the hill. I'm just going to aggressively go after them right now. They're so low on health that I can just come up right behind them and just try wasting them. Okay, unfortunately, ooh, ouch. Okay, it's probably that guy from the town. I've got to get out of there. Alright, trying to, okay, so team was able to kill him, hoping that KV2 is not pointing in my direction. Okay, beautiful. Alright, sweet. Was able to finish him off. Doing a lot of frontline work here, which sometimes you just have to do. And I could have probably protected myself a little bit more, But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do my job, trying to give my teammates eyes on the enemy the whole time, while at the same time trying to keep myself safe. So just going to go in, just finish up this last enemy here. Team did a great job just helping me out when I was able to spot them. So good work, team. But I mean, you can see, I mean, I was actually a little bit surprised when playing and others were shooting at me that I was able to deflect some rounds. But you can tell the whole time with a tank like this, I'm never staying still. And if so, it's under very specific circumstances. So going in to a different game here, I'm going to go ahead and spot. I'm going to put myself in a spotting position, and I'm just going to stop and wait. You can see my binoculars now come into effect, having that additional 25% view range, which now gives me, with this tank, up to 312 plus meters of view range, which is just beautiful. I was able to detect this guy, the Death Toaster, just a bit out in the distance. Okay, I did get detected. So I'm immediately going to get myself to some areas to try to protect myself. Wasn't able to pop any shots around there. I can see my team is being very, very slow and not aggressive enough. Alright, sweet. We should be able to finish off this guy. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Their team is very, very spread out, which sometimes isn't a problem, but when you're spread out so much and you've got one area of your tanks that are just too close to a cluster of enemies, that tiny little group of tanks that was spread out from the group could just get wasted, and they're just going to end up focusing on them and just trying to wipe them out as fast as possible. Keeping your distance while also keeping yourself spaced out enough from the enemy so you can utilize the landscape and so forth to protect yourself is really good. But if you're too close to the enemy and you're in a very small group, you run into basically their entire team, you're just too close, they very well could end up closing in on you and just wiping you out. So trying to give my team some eyes here. Was able to beautifully get a shot in the side of that creamery mine. Trying to be a little cautious. I don't want to get myself in a situation where I'm completely brawling with these tanks. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like he's going to go ahead and focus on me. Okay, crap. This is where I think I'm in a very bad situation because I've got a destroyer right behind me. I don't know where he is, but this is a very bad spot. See if I can get a... Alright, we exchanged some damage there, but he does more than me, so I'm going to probably just get out of here. Not going to focus on it a whole lot. Maybe I'll try to see if I can come up behind these other guys. Being that there was a tank over here that looked like he was just camping. I think that was a medium tank, I'm pretty sure. Looks like it might have been. Probably not a very good player. Try to, oh shoot. Go in, just go down after him and just finish the game off here. But I mean, just very beautiful tank. Love the legendary camouflage with this thing. Just the markings, just everything about this tank I just really love. And I really like using light and medium tanks. So yeah, another good game. Thanks for watching. This is Stud Muffin 1986, and take care.